Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing Yamaha's brand new release, Aventage RXA780 home theatre amplifier. This 7-channel, 95 watts a channel, Zone 2 home theatre amplifier is superb value for money. It's a couple up from the entry level in the Yamaha Aventage range, so sure, it's not the most powerful, but it is packed with features. Practical, everyday features implemented beautifully well. Very proud to share this with you, and it may actually be the first time we'll get to see this in the flesh in an unboxing video anywhere in Australia or New Zealand. So, let's have a look. Firstly, Yamaha's changed their packaging a bit. This box is now white, a departure from their previous brown. It features also this big colour panel on the front, implying a little bit more about what's going on inside, and a lovely photo. On the top of the box it's riddled with information. Some of the main badges: Spotify, Tidal, Deezer support, Bluetooth, Zone 2, Dolby Vision, all these types of things are right here. Most importantly, it's a Musicast home theatre amplifier. That badge is brilliant. Yamaha is taking the world by storm with their implementation of multi-room music, cost effectively and throughout all of their mini systems, radios, all sorts of things feature the Musicast implementation of multi-room, and it's excellent to see it in such a good quality, cheap home theatre amplifier. Along one end is the serial number and scan information, of course, for deliveries and basic stuff along those lines. Boring panel on the back, and a little bit more on the side. Opening these is always extremely easy. They're simply just tape closed. So it's a little slash there. Now, a nick is always a better idea as far as opening them. Don't drag a knife across the top. You never know what's underneath and what you might damage. Looking at this product, it's brilliantly packaged. There's all sorts of accessories laid out. Have a good look now, because I'm going to start chucking them around. Okay. Firstly, New Zealand IEC power cord. Now obviously you need one of these. This is 2 prongs, so there's no earth. There's Yamaha's accessory pack in a plastic bag and manual. If you want to see everything in here, check out my RXA780 video, because we've taken it apart and you see individual ones. But look, there's an FM aerial, there's some batteries for the remote control, there's some basic setup information and a warranty card, which you could probably discard. The warranty card. We have got Yamaha's Y-Power microphone. Now, in previous generations the microphone was good, but now it's brilliant. We're not talking about the quality of the mic, it's all EQ'd to make it work brilliantly. We're talking about the implementation of such a good microphone-based setup to make sure that this home theatre amplifier sounds good in your room, not some theoretical space. So it's excellent to see that Yamaha have got some great trickle down in the technology of their microphone setups. We've got their brand new remote. Now, you'll see it actually for the first time as in one of these sort of protective slip bags, and you'll see why. The remote controls are lovely. Maybe the previous generations were a little bit cheap and plasticky, but these are great. They've got a anti-slip or grip thing on the back, so it sits nicely in your hand, it's not going to slip away. And it's got this semi sort of rubberized plastic on it. Finding buttons and navigating in the dark or anything like that is really, really easy. Both program up and down and volume up and down are indented, so you can navigate to the most used buttons very, very easily with the left or right hand. At the top is a switch to actually change between Zone 2 and the main zone. That just simply changes the IR codes so that if you're wandering around to the other area or want to turn it on, you can. Obviously this is a 7-channel amp with Zone 2, so it's got that feature built in. The packaging is always really good, and you'll see that it's quite deep, giving lots of protection to the corners and things like that. It's the corners that unfortunately get the bash by carriers. Look, they don't intend to, but inadvertently things get damaged in freight. And it's great to see lots of packaging and lots of polystyrene around these things to ensure that it reaches your home in one piece. There we have it. Now, the amplifier is relatively straightforward to get out of the box. There's not much left after you take it out, and we get the opportunity now to have a look at the product itself. It's finely wrapped with one of these sort of bubble paper materials, and it means that the finish and all of those things, you know, it's going to arrive into your place unscathed. Okay, so get rid of that. And let's have a look at this for the first time. Okay, so firstly, it's not very deep. Lots of ventilation, both on the power supply side and on the top. It's very well appointed, and on the top you see some of the proprietary and other badges that imply what's going on inside. Cinema DSP talks about the Yamaha's proprietary processing of sound on board. Some of those, by the way, are very, very good. Check out Surround Sound Enhanced and other things like that when you're having a play. Musicast logo, of course, a big deal for Yamaha. Ensure that you invest in some other Musicast products around your home, and you'll see how well this works. You've got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and HDMI badges and certification, and then DTSX and Dolby Atmos ticks as well. Looking at the front, I mean, this isn't a very expensive home theatre amplifier, so to see an excellent array of features right here is good. Starting at this side, we've got the basic main and zone on and off. It's a toggle, and beneath it a rotary encoder for selection of their inputs. You've got a 6 1/4 inch headphone socket with silent cinema, using Yamaha's DSP technology to give the implication of surround sound should you choose that option. You can always put this into stereo or straight if you're listening to music. We've got Zone 2 button on and off, and Zone 2 control, and we've got information relating to WPS and other wireless setups. Memory and preset up and down relate to the FM and DAB tuner, and then of course the final buttons along the top are for the finding of those radio stations. Beneath them are 4 scene buttons. Now these are global presets. This enables you to set up this amplifier with you know, push of a button and it might turn on to your favourite input, Sky, Apple TV, something like that. Or just simply go onto the radio and shut it down to stereo. These are global presets, so you could use some of them even to turn off the subwoofer temporarily. Below them is the mic wipe power setup. That's where the microphone will go in. When plugged in, it immediately goes to the setup, so of course it implies that it's not a karaoke mic input. Tone control, kind of obvious, and program left and right. Now this changes the cinema DSP modes across any number that they have on board. Then you've got the straight button, and beneath it a connect logo. Now that's for setting this up in Musicast, so pushing and holding puts it into broadcast mode. There's a front 5-volt USB. This is an input for small USB keys for music, as well as a smartphone or something like that. It doesn't have the current to charge tablets or large iPads, but it will charge your phone. And there is a 3.5mm auxiliary input at the front as well. On the far side we've got the main volume control, great look and feel with that, and a pure direct button. Again, looking at the side, not very deep, doesn't need to be. And in the back, and that's where the fun starts to happen. Look at this. First of all, Yamaha's introduced 2 Wi-Fi aerials, obviously vastly improving the Wi-Fi reception, although please, if you can, run a network cable. Over the side we've got a dedicated phono input, 2 coaxial digital inputs, 2 optical inputs, and a series of controls. A 12-volt trigger to allow it to turn on connected amplifiers or something similar, as well as maybe trigger a projector and screen or something like that. And then IR in and out, enabling 12-volt related IR commands to pass in rather than a little sensor on the front. It's got analog inputs beneath those, a composite and component video input for legacy devices, which are up converted to its HDMI output. Above it we have the aerial for FM and DAB, and of course the 2 HDMIs that I mentioned. Being a budget home theatre amplifier, this one only has 5 HDMI ins, but with some of the other models featuring 7, 8 and 9, if you need more, just spend a little bit more money. It'll be worth it in the end. But 5 that's a lot in today's modern standards. With any number of devices sort of complementing each other, you may be able to plug one in component video if you're running out. Then there's pre-outs for all of the main features, so the front, left and right are pre-out, there's subwoofers of course, and then there's a Zone 2 pre-out. So this is a 7-channel amplifier, 7 by 95 if I remember correctly. So it has your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 channels 14 binding posts, and then an additional 2 for the zone 2, enabling, if I remember correctly, the 6th and 7th channel of amplification to be switched to the second set of binding posts. Finally, over this side, we've got some basic information, serial model number, voltage, and the IEC input. So, there we go. Yamaha's brand new Musicast-based RXA780 home theatre amplifier, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.